Greetings people, it's Jared here, Wolfgang1, back to do another Transformers review. So, moving on from Missing Link Sunstreak last week, I thought I'd take a look at a figure that I got given recently as part of a trade. And I wasn't sure what to make of it at first, but, you know, these are my thoughts. Anyway, this is the review for Siege Optimus Prime. Right, here is Siege Optimus in his Cybertronian alt mode. Get this out of the way now. It's very detailed. It is very detailed. The problem is, as a Cybertronian alt mode, this is a bit shit because this basically just looks like a souped up, everyday run of the mill cab over with some like funky fog lights on the top, and sort of thing like that. So, as an alt mode, Cybertronian alt mode, this doesn't really work for me. Excuse me. Just to show you some of the things that he came with. Now, I got this as a trade, so it doesn't have all the things with it. It would have come with an instruction booklet and an axe, but all I've got is the main blaster. And that's fine, because for the purposes of this figure and that, I don't really need the axe or anything. It's superfluous for what I need. So yeah, I'm happy with just the gun. It's got various ports that you can plug the gun into. Let's just put it on the top of the cab. There's another shit attack mode for you, but whatever. The other thing that grinds my gears about the Siege line, and Earthrise had this problem as well, is the paint scarring, the battle damage sort of stuff. Now, it was a wonderful idea in theory. In execution, very few of the figures actually pulled it off. Hoist pulled it off wonderfully. This, on the other hand, just looks like they've gone to town with like the silver paint here and accidentally got some up here. So the battle damage thing doesn't really work for me. This isn't an awful figure at all. It's just that there's some things about it that just, I mean, this doesn't scream Cybertronian all mode. It just doesn't. It looks too much like a conventional truck to me. The War for Cybertron Optimus Prime from the Generations line and from the video game, that had a fantastic alt mode to it. That did look Cybertronian. This just doesn't. I mean, they've got all the detail on here on the windows. It just looks like the windows are smashed. You know, whatever. Now, this does have like a hover mode sort of thing, if you will. And that basically just involves pulling down the wheels and folding them underneath, just like that. And then the back ones, just like that. And then it's a hover truck. Brilliant. It basically just looks like you left your fucking truck in Liverpool overnight and someone's nicked the wheels. Again, it's a nice little touch, but doesn't really add anything to the figure for me personally. But there we are. That's just me. As I said, a lot of sculpted detail. This has been picked out really nice in the silver paint. Some silver paint on the wheels. Silver on the front lights just there, and an all grey bumper. This does have the fake chest thing, but it executes it in a really interesting way. As you can see, there's nothing of the chest on the underneath. Normally you have like the cab, the robot grill just here, but there's none of that. My one doesn't peg in very well on these tabs just here. They're supposed to sit slightly more flush, but on this version it doesn't. So yeah, that's about as much as I can say really about that. It's I'm not too sold on these short smokestacks either. It would be nice if they'd been slightly higher and you can collapse them down. Or actually just don't have smokestacks at all. Have a different type of rigging up here. This gaps here thing is noticeable. Would be nice if they'd covered that in. But there we are. So I guess we'll get to transforming this guy. Yeah, so start off by taking these side panels like that, and then folding these things back in like this. Probably go ahead and zoom out a bit. There we are. Yeah, we'll bring the light up. Then we can go ahead and split these, and then they will come all the way around like this. these panels will come down. So he's got half hollow legs, which is interesting. Pull out these tabs for the feet, and then turn them round 180 degrees on the knee swivel just there. That's basically the legs done. Now for this section, we want to bring the wheels down, separate this, and then that in turn will bring out this, pop that little tab just there, and then bring out the entire arm assembly just like this. So that's classic Optimus Prime transformation. And then for this, we want to fold that all the way around and then collapse this down the side. So there's a little bit of classics Optimus Prime transformation there in the arm panels, just like that, and then the same again like that. So now you've got this section free. You need to open up the windows, bring this entire section back, and then here we collapse the grey tab, bring those two tabs in, bring that down, lift up the head, early head reveal, whatever, is what it is. Close up the chest, and then bring these wheels up into these recesses, and it sits very, very nicely and snug in there, which is pretty cool. Bring the arms out, collapse this entire section into itself, and then finally this back section, rotate it around and bring in like that, and then stand him up. And then, yeah, stand him up, straighten out the fucking limbs, make sure he's standing straight, because that's a bit of an issue with this. And there we are. That is Prime. Let's give him his gun in the hand, you dickhead. And there we are. There is Prime in his robot mode. It's a pretty successful robot mode. Again, as you can see, the battle damage on the legs just here, battle damage up on the arms just here, and it just looks like paint splodges to me, instead of chipped red paint, which is a shame, because for me, the battle damage thing, I understand why they did the battle damage thing, because they're supposed to be ancient warriors, but for me it just detracted from the figures itself. I've got the Siege Megatron as well, and he's guilty of the same thing. I will do a review on him at some point. Let's bring the light in and then get a look. Actually, here's a better idea. Fuck me rotten. Optimus Prime is going to be the new James Bond. There we are. If I can get a shot of that head sculpt, because this is a very, very successful head sculpt. Absolute. The paint application is where it needs to be. Yeah, head sculpt is fantastic. You've got articulation in all the places you expect to find articulation, so I'm not going to bother going into that. But all in all, this guy is pretty good. I don't know how long I'm going to keep him for, because my Prime and Megatron collection takes up an entire shelf and there's not much room for him. But he's going to be in my collection for a little bit, until probably I get the Studio Series 86, and then I'll swap him out. But for now, he's a worthy replacement to the Classics Optimus that I had. Yeah, he's a worthy update to that. Some similar transformation in the arm panels, as I said, holding off just the back there. The back kibble is a bit egregious, but it does fold away nicely, so you're not really fussed about that. Yeah, all in all, he's decent enough. He's decent enough, but yeah, lose the battle damage. It really does take away. It takes my eye off the figure, basically. So yeah, bit of a fuck up on Hasbro's part there, but you know, what do I know? yeah. So that was my review, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching this. This is Joe. What do I think about it overall? If you want one, if you haven't got one, get it. The transformation is pretty decent. He's, got a decent amount of weight to him. He's not the shittest figure in the world. If you can get past the paint damage application, then you might be onto a winner. So thank you very much for watching this. This is Jared Gavin Barry, also known as Wolfgang 1.0, saying I will be back next week with another review. God knows what it's going to be. Do check out the other content on the channel. Schedule 1 is coming back soon. We've got Drive Beyond Horizons and the second series of 7 Days to Die. I will be back soon. Until we see each other again, thank you for watching and take care. And when tomorrow comes